Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Really, the purpose of these meetings is to give out information so you don't have to ask questions and so you're not left in the dark about things. My name is Mo. This is for the 2026 spring season. Just real quick, introduce everybody here. To my far left is Chris Colburn. He's a member of the board. Next is Terry, I forget Terry's last name. Stoffer, something like that. She's a member of the board. My name's Mo again. I'm a member of the board, and our president is right here, Miss Natalie. We're missing one member. Her name is Ashley. She's not here. She's sick today. As you can see, there's very few of us. If you'd like to join the board, come on board. We could always use the help in any aspect of running the league. Even if you can only be a part-timer, we could always use your help. You can provide new ideas, new resources, all kinds of things. You could be an asset in hiding and you just don't know it. So we could always use the help if you're interested. Real quick, the mission statement of the Taylorsville Fast Pitch Softball League. It's the mission of the Taylorsville Fast Pitch Softball League to educate and empower today's youth with confidence, commitment, and integrity so they can live a productive and successful tomorrow. Our goal is to teach young athletes respect for themselves, their peers, and their community by instilling a code of ethics built on honesty, responsibility, and teamwork. Together, our players, families, and volunteers work with unyielding spirit to cultivate a safe and disciplined environment so every child can reach their full potential, develop their talents, and increase their skills in the game of softball, and more importantly, life. There's some more seats up here if you guys want to sit down. We really are in it just for the girls. I'll be honest with you. Parents, coaches are my second priority when it comes to this league. It's each and every girl that's out there playing and putting their hearts out there on the field and trying to learn softball and learn to be a good teammate and stuff like that. So if I seem dismissive toward a parent or coach, it's not that I dislike anybody, it's just that I have more concern for each player. I may not know each player's name, but I'll get to know their faces during the season as well as everybody else here. And they become like daughters to us. Everybody that's ever touched the field or been in Taylorsville, that's what we try to create. That you are welcomed here with open arms. No judgments or anything. We just want the girls to play. If you don't like it here and you go play in Oker Mountain, we don't care as long as you continue to play. Okay? So that's the most important thing, is that player on the field. So I just want you guys and everyone to understand that. Real quick, go into teams and how teams are formed. There's going to be some teams out there that excel, and it may seem unfair, but we try to form all the teams in spring to be as equally competitive as possible. In 19s, not so much. If you're here from 19s, not so much, because most of them bring their own team. They hang out together and they bring their own team. But the other age groups, we try to do split up and make them as equal as possible. So in doing that process, we separate any returning all-stars. Then we proceed down to any known pitchers and catchers. And then we separate returning players and then new players. You know, some teams end up unequal than others. Sometimes that's it's unavoidable. We try to link siblings with each other, relatives with each other, and friends with each other as much as possible. And if you put down a coach that you want to play with, we try to do that. Sometimes it's not. Like Chris over here, he coached All-Stars, and if they had their choice, all the All-Stars would be on his team, and they would probably wipe everybody else out. And we're just not going to let that happen. In the fall, you can bring your own team. sign up your whole team if you want to do that, so. That's how teams are formed. If you have any more questions on that, you can always approach us or talk to us after the meeting.
And 14s and 18s.
So we still are looking for coaches in 14s and 18s.
We just need 1 in 14s and 2 in 16, 18s.
So 1 in 14s, 2 in 16, 18s. This is a community. If we could get coaches in place before the season, that would be ideal, but that's not always the case. Not gonna lie, coaching is a huge commitment and time, energy, and it's greatly appreciated when you folks, any person steps up to help coach. You don't have to know anything about softball to coach. You really don't. I will be there to help you. Chris will come and help you, and we can help you game plan. We can help you practice plan, and I would come to every practice if you need me to help you. It's just that I can't be there on every game day to be on the fields with everybody. But we do still need coach 1 in 14s and 2 in 16, 18 if you're interested. Game days will be 8U, will be, Mondays will be 8U, 10U, and 16, 18s. Wednesdays will be 12U, 14U, and 19 plus. We may put some games for 14U on Monday.
No, we decided not to.
Okay. See, I get new information as we speak. So we were gonna do a little crossing with 6.
We decided not to.
Okay, all right, never mind. On Saturdays, T-balls up to 14U will play, okay? Saturday, hopefully we get the afternoons again, games will start at 2 p.m. Games on the weekday will start at 5:30 and go an hour and 15 minute in increments. So it'll be 5:30, 6:45, and 8 o'clock. Games can run late. That's just the nature of softball sometimes, but those are the targeted times for game days on weeknights. Game times for, this is just 14 minutes, right?
It was 12 and up.
So 12 and up, game times are 70 minutes, no new inning after 65. Okay? Just so you're aware, every player on the team gets to bat at least once. So even if the game is over and the player hasn't batted, you still will switch sides and that player will still get the bat. Okay? So keep that in mind. First game days are going to be Wednesday, April 8th, and then actual opening ceremonies will be April 11th, Saturday, where we'll actually do the national anthem and such. But we'll start games officially on Wednesday, April 8th. Okay? Awards will be given to first through third place for your age groups. We have a season end tournament usually, and in that season end tournament, the champion is the only one that will receive an award. Okay, that's just for the tournament. But for the regular season, it's first through third. Picture day is still being determined. We'll get that out as soon as we figure those out. The schedule will be posted approximately a week to a week and a half before April the 8th. So I know everybody, that's a lot of concern for a lot of people, but give us some time so we can make sure we get even games for everybody and all the games are scheduled properly. So a teammate, just go back a little bit, a teammate picture is included in the registration. So that's just like a little, it has like a single on the side and the team. So that is included with the registration. I didn't even go over all-stars, coaches and stuff. Okay. And not try out and stuff. For our fundraising, we're still gonna do the clothing drive with Big Brothers Big Sisters. However, we're doing it a little different this year because the only date we could get was Memorial Day weekend that they would come. So we will be collecting clothes from the 16th through the 23rd. So bring your bags. We asked each player try to collect 3 of the white grocery or trash bags and donate those. That is our main fundraiser to keep our fees low, to help with unknown expenses and so forth and so forth. Buy equipment, balls, field rentals. Things that can be donated are any cloth material, towels, blankets, hats, belts, shoes, shirts, underwear, socks, pants, any cloth item. No housewares like forks, spoons, or appliances or anything like that, just cloth, okay? So we'll take those at any time. Just bring those up when you come in, like for your regular game days, and we'll collect those up. We'll have a team party for the team that collects the most bags. That can be determined later on, like an ice cream party, or you know, if you're a younger team, like a nickel cave game day or something like that. So communication. You'll be added to a GroupMe or some type of messaging system for your team. Us as a league, we've created a GroupMe for each and every team. Pay attention to that. Respond to that. Even if you don't have to make a comment, put a thumbs up, thumbs down, a heart emoji, whatever. Because what happens is if you don't respond, GroupMe will stop sending you notifications saying there's something new posted. So you would have to, if you don't respond, you'll have to go in every day to see if anybody posted anything. But if you do respond, like what your coach says, you'll get notifications that pop up saying, hey, you got a new message. Okay? So please, that's our main form of communication with the league, with your coaches. Each individual team may choose a different route to go. They may do a group text or whatever. That's up to you. But as a league ourselves, that's how we're going to give out information. It's posted in the GroupMes. There's the parent general GroupMe that also information will be posted. So after today, if you don't hear from a coach within 48 hours, please contact the league so we can see what's going on with that coach. If you have a coach.
And if you're not in GroupMe, come and see me afterwards and I'll help you get in it. Or Chris or Natalie.
So as it goes with each team, of course, we're all volunteers. One of the things we want you to know is we ask the coaches during games not to be out there keeping score. We want them actually out there coaching. So he or she may ask for you parents to step up as a scorekeeper or team manager to help them out. And I would appreciate any and all help they get. We do scorekeeping through Game Changer. It's an app on the phone. All you have to do is keep score. You don't have to keep you don't have to keep statistics of where the ball goes or anything like that. Just the score. So you might be approached to keep the score during games. So the home team is the official score. We suggest both teams keep score no matter what, so we can have a cross-reference in case there's a conflict. Okay? Team managers, you might ask to be a team manager or team mom that organizes the treat schedules, takes care of jerseys and stuff like that. You know, that's not a position that requires a lot of time, does require some, but each coach needs that help. I've always had the best team manager ever when I've been coaching, so I know how valuable that is. Background checks, if you want to be an assistant coach and you want to be on the field during games, you must have a background check. If you want to be on the fields and help assistant coach, then we can provide that link to you so you can do it. The league will only pay for one coach per team, so you'll have to pay for it yourself. I think it's about $14, $15 a piece. And that goes from fall to fall. So it'll cover you for a year in this,
Or spring to spring.
yeah, spring to spring. If you have one outside of, like through work or something like that, we will accept that. We just need a copy so you can be on the field. If you're just helping during practices, you don't need a background check. You can just help at practices, but to be actually on the field during game time, we need those background checks. Now to go over some not so fun stuff. Zero tolerance for any kind of physical altercation. You're gone for the year, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're defending yourself or someone says something's really rotten to you and you defend yourself. Both parties will probably be gone for the year. Huh?
The season.
The season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the season. So spring season. When we come into summer, you decide to play summer again, you can go with a clean slate. We ask that you try to follow a 24-hour rule. If you're upset about something that happened on a game, try to take 24 hours. And if it's still very important to you, bring it up and we'll try to address the situation. Okay? It's very hard to do, no doubt, because you get caught in the heated moment. But when you come to us and you're heated, that's what we're going to say to you. Just take 24 hours, and if it's still important, we'll take care of it then, because we'll all be more clear-headed, and we can take a more level approach to everything. That being said, is you as a parent don't feel comfortable talking to your coach, you can always come to one of us and talk to us about what's going on. Okay? If you see something, say something. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the league that we don't find out about until after the season is over with. You know, your daughter's having a bad experience, something's going on, bullying, what have you. If we don't know, we can't do anything about it. And we really care. We want girls to have a good experience here. So if something's going on we need to know about, please bring it up to our attention. We have forms you can fill out, you can remain anonymous, what have you, and we can take care of the issue. Okay, we all know how social media is, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see, but if we don't know, we can't help. Okay? Going into All-Stars a little bit, if a player's 10th cousin causes problems and gets ejected from the fields, that's going to affect that player's eligibility for All-Stars. Okay, I'll go into that.
We have some new people.
Yeah. So anybody associated with a player, if they get ejected from the fields, that's going to affect that player's eligibility for All-Stars. All-Stars is a program we create. We put the best players that we hope together for a team or two teams or what have you to compete against a higher level competition in the summer. They'll travel around the valley, out of state, whatever they decide, and go to tournaments and play against these higher caliber teams, all-star teams, and get that really high level competition experience. A tournament is a totally different animal than playing 1 or 2 games a night.
Okay.
You could play like 7 games in a day, but you're playing against some high caliber players, and that means your skills are gonna increase as a player. Okay? It's a great opportunity, but what we can't have is someone that's gonna be causing problems during that time because it is such a high, intense level of competition. Any added stress to that is just not going to be acceptable. So that's the reason why we made the rule. We want these players to go on. All-Stars is a chance for you to see that next level, and like for this age groups to prepare for high school or college. There's tons of colleges out there that have softball programs. There's tons of high schools that need players and take players, and this will help you get there. And All-Stars will really help you get there because you'll see where you need to be at to be on a high school team. So that being said, anybody associated with that player gets ejected, we have to review and see whether we're going to eliminate that player from even being eligible for All-Stars. I know I say I care about the players, but we really have no circumstance or if people just act a fool out there. So we put this in place so they can think about, okay, this is going to affect my loved one, and I don't want to do that. So that's why we put that in place. Okay, so it seems like it's punishing the player, and it kind of is, but we really had no way to stop people from acting crazy. So, what else?
Ethan's challenge.
So during the spring, there's a, what day is that? May 16th is a Saturday. We would not be scheduling any games. What we're going to encourage teams is to go out to this fundraising tournament out in Grantsville. I know it's a little ways to go. It's called Ethan's Challenge, to go play those days. The only games we will schedule at our fields that day will be T-ball because they don't host T-ball. But the only teams that are not eligible are 19s and T-ball. They don't have those age groups. But we're going to encourage every team to go out there and play. Now it does cost a little bit. It's $50 per team and $20 at the plate. But that's not a huge.
It's 2 to 3 games average.
Yeah, it's going to be about 2 or 3 games, and you get to play against different teams than you'll see all season. So it's a good opportunity for you if you've never played All-Stars to play in a tournament, but it's also a good experience to go play against other teams that you don't see every day. So, and it's good for a good cause. So,
And if everybody off one team can't go, we encourage a coach to do other kids from multiple teams to go.
like make a Frankenstein team from all the teams and just
It's
take
really,
them out there.
a really fun experience.
It's out in Grantsville. Grantsville's unofficially our sister league. They're the only ones other in the valley. They're USSSA. Other organizations are sanctioned by different other bodies. So they're kind of our sister league. We kind of try to help them, support them as much as possible. Closing ceremonies will be determined by the schedule. It'll be the last day of the last games. So just be prepared for that. Winner awards, 1st through 3rd. If you're at a practice or games, there's no vaping, no cursing, no drinking, no smoking. If you want to do those things at the fields, you have to go out past the gate. Please don't do them in front of the young players at practices and stuff like that. Everybody's got their different opinions on those. We're just covering the basics. So. Parking and trash cleanup. So I do work for the county, and I appreciate when I see clean bleachers and clean dugouts, because that means I can spend more time prepping the fields and making sure that other places are ready to go. But if I had to spend a lot of time on trash, it just detracts from everything else. So please keep your areas clean. We know accidents happen. We know you're forgetful, but please try to clean up as much as possible after yourselves. Parking can sometimes become a real bear, but please do not park in the red zones. The red zones are there for emergency vehicles. We have had emergencies in the past where we've had to get ambulances in and out, and if you're parked in the red areas, you're just not going to be able to maneuver. So just think of it as your loved one that got hurt. You want them to get in and out as quickly as possible. So we do have Taylorsville police come over sometimes and have to have vehicles moved. We do struggle because baseball's there, but and we're sharing the parking lot, but just be aware of that. If you're parked on the street, just don't park anybody's driveway, and you should be okay. Alright?
You can also park in the church parking lot. If we can't park in the church parking lot, we'll be notified, but just make sure you don't leave trash and,
If you
Does
just,
that include pausing to drop off girls in front of the gate in the
Yeah,
red zone?
yeah, I was just about to say that. If you're pulling up to drop off, try to pull, if you're familiar with our fields, pull up to the trees. You know, I know it's still a little bit of a walk and you might be in a hurry, but then other people can pull in behind you and drop off their players. And we're not
Yeah, it gets.
right there by the gate, the road is pretty narrow and it just causes a lot of cluster. So pull forward, people can get around you through the parking lot and drop off your players there. I mean, I know everybody gets in a hurry and sometimes forgets, but it does help, so. Oh, let's go back to communication real quick. So the groupies are important for another reason as well, for rainouts. Rainouts during the day, if it's raining all day or whatever, rainouts will be posted by 3 p.m. during weekdays. The county makes that decision, not us. The county will tell us the fields are unplayable. If it's a downpour, like we're in the middle of games, it's the umpire's call. Whoever the lead umpire is that day, it's not our call. If it's lightning, we'll go into a 20-minute delay, and during the weeknight, we would not do more than one delay. So if we get to the end of that 20-minute delay and it's still lightning, we'll call games. On Saturday, that might be a different story. We might do 2 delays because we have time on Saturdays. If it's a Saturday game and it's rained the night before, we'll post on Friday. Okay? If it happens to open up Saturday morning, I'll run over to the fields and check them out, and if they're playable, we'll still play. But when there's if it's raining or thundering and stuff, don't flood the Facebook or anything like that with questions of where we're playing out. We'll get the information out to you as soon as possible. I mean, I know how it is. Some people come from as far as Ogden to come play, so we'll get that information, I promise, out to you as soon as we know. Your practices and practice days and times and locations are all determined by your coaches. We have no real control over that. We might be able to open the fields up from practice there, but I'm not sure yet. So that will be determined by your coaches. If you're going a long way for practices and such, talk to your coach and see if you can remedy that. So I've had players in my past that came from Ogden and she just didn't make a lot of practices, and that's just the case. So for your knowledge, during games, a player cannot sit more than 2 consecutive innings. So every girl that plays should be playing the outfield every other inning. And again, I went over everybody bats no matter what, even if the game's over. But your players should be playing outfield every other inning. Coaches have their different philosophy of where girls playing at. Again, if you're having issues and you don't feel like you can talk to your coach, come talk to one of us and I'll gladly speak to him on your behalf. What remind me? Oh, concessions. Please be patient at concessions. A lot of times we have young people working there. We offer it as a first job opportunity. So if you do want to work and you're 16 up and older, you can apply and you can work at concessions. We do offer a wage at $10 an hour.
And tips.
And tips.
Some nights it's not much, other nights it's pretty good.
Yeah. But also, on the other hand, if you're a patron of the snack bar, please be patient with them. They're learning. Sometimes there's only 1 or 2 available, and we're trying to do the best we can. The snack bar provides a huge income resource for fundraising. We try to turn that money around and directly pay the umpires. And that keeps our fees lower. Our fees are like right in the middle between all the organizations in the valley. So that's where most of that money goes, and we of course we do pay some of our employees. None of us up here make wages, or anything like that. I didn't buy a new car with your registration or anything like that. I didn't go on a trip to Mexico or Greece or anywhere like that. There'll be those rumors floating around that we make all kinds of money, and, we're volunteers. Give up quite a bit of time.
We'd be rich for all the hours we put in if we got paid.
I don't know, is there anything else, folks? The one thing I do wanna say is, please understand that this is a learning league. Okay, it does get competitive, people do get heated, but it's a learning league. And again, I'm gonna go back to if you're on a team and you don't feel like your girl is developing as a player, please let us know. I'll go help that coach out, I'll go see what's going on, and we'll address the issue. Because I can't stand it. I'm here to develop players, and I've had a lot of players go on. You should see the high school teams across the valley.
They're full of our 18s right now.
They're full of all our players that started in this league and went on, So it's important to us. So, I don't think there's much else. This is just supposed to be an informative thing for you to ask questions. 1 second.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
couldn't tell if you were pointing at me or saying.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are we doing any pitchers, catchers clinic?
I'm gonna try. I started a new job. Sometimes I go out of town for a week, sometimes it's overnight. So it might be week to week, but I'm gonna definitely try. Okay? I might start next week, no, not Saturday. I might try to do it like a Friday next week. But yeah, I'll definitely start doing that to help people out. One thing we told coaches, and I'll tell you guys, is we abolished the pitching rule. So there's no more having to use 2 pitchers every game. So, but I did emphasize for coaches to still keep developing those players, because you never know when one's gonna be sick, one's gonna be absent, one might be having a bad day, and you need a backup pitcher. But we abolished that rule, and we're hoping it doesn't affect our all-stars, but I'm thinking it will. Because pitchers are pretty important, so. Catchers can be developed easily too, so, if you're a parent, coach, and this is how I do it, and you've had players that have never done either, I put my 2 most athletic people at pitcher and catcher. And it doesn't matter whether they've never pitched before, I'll get them there. So, yes, I'll try and do those, but it might be week to week, it might be not on a regular schedule, and we'll get those out as soon as possible, okay? Anything else? Any other questions? Yes,
I
sir.
had a question. Say, like, we have a family trip planned on a weekend, like camping or something, is that gonna be an issue, or do we just?
Just communicate with your coach.
Okay.
They can get subs from other teams if they need it. If your team only has like 9 or 10, they can get subs from other teams. We've already discussed that with them. They should post in the group chat, because there's a group chat just for coaches for each age group. If they need players, just let them know ahead of time.
Okay, thank you.
Me as a coach, never an issue. Never an issue. What I don't like is when players just don't show up, they don't communicate, I don't have no idea what's going on, and that's an issue. So just communicate, and like I said, if you're gonna miss time, I mean, it's your money. That's what you're paying for, is the time, and so yeah, if you're just gonna miss time, just communicate with your coach, let them know what's going on. So, you got a question over here?
I should say, that'll all be on the group chat, like the pitcher catcher meeting,
Yes, the pitcher catchers clinics will go out in the group chats, and hopefully the coaches will put it in the group chat, hey, they're gonna hold a clinic this time, It'll also go in the parent announcement group. So I'll get those. Again, I am not a professional pitching coach. I can get them to a rec level. Some girls can, it does take, if your girl's interested in pitching and catching, it does take their effort when they're not at practice to go out and throw a ball with somebody and do the drills that I give them to do. So it's a perishable skill. Pitching is a perishable skill. If you don't use it, it'll go away. So, yes, ma'am.
About the food court, my son was part of the league once where you could buy like tickets to give to your team as an after game
Yeah.
treat. Do they do something like that?
So we don't have tickets, but we actually have like a punch card that you can purchase. I know I just had it. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think you can get a $10 card and you get 12 punches, or you can get a $20 card and get 25 punches. That's how it is. So that
But then you
works
have to
too.
determine like the amount that each girl could buy.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question on if we have to get our catcher's gear checked before we can use it in games.
Yes, if you're gonna use your own catcher's gear, please see a standing board member. We're gonna check it for serviceability and fit, prior to you playing in games, okay?
We only need to check it once though.
Yeah, we only need to check it once, and you get that approval and you go forward with that. So, that's just for your safety. I've had girls have melted helmets, chest protectors that are just small on their chest. So yeah, because we do provide catcher's equipment with age appropriate and that is safe, so that's all we want you to do is be safe. Anything else? Any questions, concerns, complaints? Okay, I'm gonna reiterate one thing. If we don't know, we can't help. So please communicate if there's an issue. You can be anonymous. You can let us know. And we can take care of the issue.
You can email the league, you can come and talk to us privately.
And make sure you guys, your teams get at least 3 practices in before the season starts. 16, 18s are hard. Is anybody here from 19s? Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about them. But 16, 18s is hard to get a full team practice. So if you're a parent and you're only seeing like you and 3 other girls show up for practice, understand that. A lot of the girls work and have other activities at that age. It's really hard to have a full team practice. I've done 16, 18, coached 16, 18 U teams, and I never had a full practice all season long. So just be aware of that and be understanding of that. So, no more questions? Again, if you're willing to coach, even if you don't know anything about the sport, I can help you. We need 1 fit 14 and 2 16, 18s.
Even if you just want to be an assistant coach and we can get a couple assistant coaches together, we will happily take it.
16, 18s, you're pretty much being just a team manager. You're organizing, you're setting the lineup for games, holding practices of what you can hold practice for. But 14s is a little more instructional, to be honest. But we could use the help in going forward. So going from today out, if you don't hear from your team within 24 hours or 48 hours, contact the league through Facebook or email, and we'll get in touch with the coach and see what's going on, okay? They should be at least reaching out to you and saying, hey, this is me, this is what we're gonna do within 48 hours from today.
And if you haven't been added to your group chats, come see us and we'll get you guys added. We have a link for each of your teams.
Okay, anything else, Chris?
No? No?
Carrie?
Nope. Or if you want to apply, do we have the application out yet?
For what?
For the snack bar?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, just in the,
If you're interested in a snack bar, working in a snack bar, come talk to us too, okay?
yeah, I'll have just fill it out there then.
All right, anything else, ma'am? Well, we appreciate your support. This is a community of support event, every parent, every player, every coach, every volunteer is important. So I appreciate everybody coming. Have any questions, we can talk to you after this.
We just got another coach in 14, so we're 16, 18.
Oh, we just got another coach in 14, so 16, 18s. We just need 2. Okay?
The group.
Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you.